A very good afternoon and welcome to Lunchtime News on Channel 1 MTV. We start off with a look at the headlines. The residents of the opposition whip of the Southern Provincial Council shot at this morning. One person killed and another 40 injured in an accident in the Kantale area. A fire erupts at the Ravana Alla Forest Reserve. Now for those stories in detail, an unidentified group has shot at the residents of the opposition whip of the Southern Provincial Council, Nimal Thennakon, in the Madagama area in Ambalangoda this morning.
The police said that a complaint has been lodged that a group had arrived in a van, fired at the house at around 2:45 a.m. Even though the councillor and his wife were inside the house at the time of the shooting, they were not injured. The police added that the walls of the house had been damaged in the shooting. The attackers had fled after the shooting. The council explained to News First what took place.
We are renovating the house. Due to this reason, any individual could enter the house. We heard a loud explosion and I woke up and listened to the sound for about 1 minute. Then I opened the door and went into the hall. The hall was covered in smoke. When I ran out, I saw 2 individuals fleeing our house. They got into a new van and drove towards Ambalangoda. When I looked to see what happened with the help of the police, I noticed that there were gunshot holes on the wall. There were 33 bullets.
One person had died and another 42 have been injured when a bus carrying a group of female garment factory workers met with an accident in the Kantale area.
The police said that the driver had lost control of the bus and had run over a cyclist before crashing into a road barrier. The accident had taken place at around 7:45 in the morning. The cyclist had died on the spot. The police said the injured had been admitted to the Kantale hospital. According to a hospital spokesperson, a few of the injured have been admitted to the intensive care unit. The police stated that the driver of the bus had turned himself in. A tense situation had arisen following the accident. Area residents had staged a protest blocking the main Trincomalee Kandy Road.
Prime Minister D.M. Jayaratne has stressed on the need to use new techniques to generate electricity.
The Prime Minister said this while participating in the inaugural ceremony of the Vidulka Energy Exhibition yesterday. The Vidulka Energy Exhibition and the Sri Lanka National Power and Energy Efficiency Awards ceremony are jointly organised by the Ministry of Power and Energy and the Sustainable Energy Authority of Sri Lanka. State entities, health sector, hotel sector and manufacturing companies that had efficiently implemented programs on energy were presented awards at the ceremony yesterday. Expressing his views, Prime Minister D.M. Jayaratne said that it is essential for the country to use techniques incorporating solar power, wind power and tidal power to generate electricity. He further said that the private sector should get involved in supplying electricity to areas that currently do not have electricity through small-scale power projects. Also present at the occasion was Minister of Power and Energy Patli Champika Ranawaka. The exhibition will be open to the public at the Sirimawa Bandaranayaka Hall at the BMICH until the 14th of this month from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m.
A fire has erupted in the Punjisiripada mountain slope in the Ravana Alla Forest Reserve. Wildlife officers at the Ravana Alla Forest Reserve said that the fire had erupted in a lower plain area last night. As of now, around 40 acres have been damaged due to the fire. The hopes of the residents of the Kiulagoda farmers settlement in Anamadu who have been waiting to receive electricity to their homes have so far been in vain. A majority of the elephant population of the Mahaweli zone are in the Minneria Forest Reserve. The main reason for this is that the Minneria tank rarely goes dry. The Minneria Forest Reserve has not received rain for the past 7 months. Wildlife officers who are deployed for census duty camped out at the Minneria National Park last night. The data collected during the first day of the census will be booked today. Well, the hopes of the residents of the Kilaugoda farmers settlement in Anamadu, who have been awaiting to receive electricity to their homes, have so far been in vain. Residents belonging to 25 families in the area charge that although the Kilaugoda electricity project will soon be declared open to the public, this will not be of any use to them. The cost of the electricity project is estimated at 19.8 million rupees. They say that even though the statement says that 176 families will be benefited from this project, it is only limited to plugs.
The cutout shows 176 families, but around 25 families are in the dark. We took a loan to wire the house, but we still haven't received electricity. This is unfair.
We made inquiries in this regard from the MP for the area, Minister Priyankaraja Ratnam. He stated that he will look into the matter. He further stated that his main aim is to provide electricity to the whole of Anamadu by next year. The Vice President of the Sri Lanka Weightlifting Federation, Poorna Kahingala, says that an appeal will be forwarded to the International Weightlifting Federation over the 4-year suspension enforced on weightlifter Chintan Vithanage. Chintan Vithanage was found to have used banned substances at the Asian Games in China. Following an inquiry, the International Weightlifting Federation decided to enforce a 4-year suspension from the sport on Vithanage. While England's enforcer Courtney Lawes hopes to continue in the same uncompromising manner he approaches training in tomorrow's match against Wales in Cardiff.
The heavy-hitting Northampton lock missed the Six Nations with a knee injury and sat out last weekend's 23-19 victory over Wales with a neck problem. After 7 weeks in camp, Lawes is chomping at the bit for a return to action. The 22-year-old will start in an England side featuring 13 changes for the trip to the Millennium Stadium. And every one of his teammates will be relieved that for the first time since their World Cup preparations began, Lawes will have a Welshman and not one of them in his sights. Lawes, who made his full test debut in England's 21-22 victory over Australia in Sydney last summer, prides himself on his aggression. The 22-year-old admitted that he and Manoj Tulagi, England's new powerhouse centre, have been competing to see who can make the biggest tackle in training. A fortnight ago, Lawes was taken to hospital in an ambulance with his neck in a brace after a collision with Louis Dicon, which left him requiring oxygen. Lawes was cleared of any serious damage, but it was a scare for England. Johnson's delight at Lawes' return indicates just how important a figure he will be at the World Cup.
Well, newly installed world number 1 Novak Djokovic cruised into the quarterfinals of the Rogers Cup in Montreal yesterday following a 7-5, 6-2 victory over Croatia's Marin Cilic. Thomas Berdych also got through to the quarterfinals.
The Rogers Cup reached the last 16 stage yesterday with 7-seeded Czech Thomas Berdych out on court first to take on Ivo Karlovic of Croatia in a battle between two of the best servers on the circuit. Berdych broke the Karlovic serve early on and closed out the first set 6-3, and although the second went to a tie break, Berdych was able to put a string of points together to take control. A missed drop shot from the Croatian brought the match to an end after an hour and 43 minutes. Meanwhile, top seed Novak Djokovic was up against yet another Croatian in the shape of dangerous Marin Cilic. This was only Djokovic's second match since becoming world number 1 following Wimbledon, but the Serbs showed few ill effects, breaking the Cilic serve in the 12th game of the first set to take it 7-5 and then breaking twice more to close out an ultimately comfortable victory. Djokovic improved his match record to 50 matches to 1 this year, including 26 on hard courts, and either 12th-seeded Viktor Troicki of Serbia or 5th-seeded Frenchman Gael Monfils will stand in his way next as the Serb seeks a 9th tournament win of the season.
Well, with that, we wrap up this edition of Lunchtime News, but be sure to join us on our early updates. Until then, take care.